Live chat worked finally. Man, I can't see anything on the chat, so if I don't greet you, my apologies. And here come the bumps in the side road again. So I hope everyone's doing well. And for those of you who joined me last night on my unexpected, off-schedule rant about the economy, I appreciate you. So I put out a short video about on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble. I put it on all the platforms regarding the price of vehicles sitting on the lot for excessive periods of time. And I had some local folks figured out where the dealership was, and they're like, well, it's the desert, and we're kind of like grassy savannah, but yeah, I get their point. It gets dirty in a dirt lot, and duh. And I'm like, yeah, the dirt lot shouldn't be a $20,000 market adjustment, so pay attention to what I'm saying, guys. And then I pissed one guy off, so I had to kick him off. I had to run him off my channel because he was getting ugly with me, and then he got ugly with someone else. I'm like, okay, you're just not playing nice, so bye-bye now. So can everyone hear me, by the way? Because I've been having issues with my lives lately. So I don't know if anybody... Oh, hey, what's going on? All right, people are showing up now. Hey, Devil Dog. I can't see who that... Alan, what's going on? So somebody made a point. They said, hey, you're kind of away from the coast, and it costs money to get the vehicles to you. And that was a valid point. So I actually went back to that dealership this weekend, and I looked at the sticker, and they have, you know, the base price from the factory. Then they have add-ons, like locally they do the spray and liner on the pickup truck, right? That's a local add-on. They put bougie wheels, local add-on, I get that. Then they had transport fee, inventory fee, mechanics fee, and basically that's their cost to transport the vehicle to them, to have their mechanic go through the vehicle, make sure it's ready to be sold, etc., etc. So check, I got all that. And then under that, there's market adjustment, $20,000 or $15,000 or $10,000, depending on what you're buying. And I'm like, what the hell is that? That's such bullshit. So I went to another dealership near, I'm gonna go back there just to make sure I saw it right. Out in the country, it's an ag dealership, like it's surrounded by farms and agriculture. And they didn't have their base price was a little bit higher, and their transport cost was higher. I think that's what happened. But they didn't have anywhere near this market adjustment, you know, plus 20 grand. For freaking 20 grand, you could buy a little Nissan, for crying out loud. Like, why would I pay 20 grand more for a baseline SUV? Well, you could just go get like a little Honda or something, or a little Toyota. Like, it just blows my mind. Hey, Joe. Folks, I can't see. I got a bunch of glare, as you can see from my the reflection on my glasses, so I'm missing some of the comments here. But this blows my mind. Like, are they trying to crater their own dealerships? And then, of course, you know, they have the auto workers strike. So, I don't know, are we going to have to bail out the big three automakers again? Along with the banks, right? Because we can't let the system fail. You know, if the cars and banks go away, then, you know, everybody's going to freak out. I don't know, that's just frustrating, y'all. And there's some assholes on the internet too, but that'll be a whole nother video for a whole nother topic. But yeah, a market adjustment line item. No reason, not like, oh, I have to transport it to the middle of nowhere, so transport to the middle of a nowhere fee, 5 grand, 10 grand. I wouldn't like it, but it would make sense to me. Just market adjustment. Yeah, we just feel the market will let me screw you 20 grand more. There's an old man walking by himself with his little headset, and he's got this shillelagh, man. He's got like this 4-foot whacker. I'm like, somebody's dog chased you one day, and you're like, hell with that. I'm gonna whack the dog next time I see him. But yeah, folks, so that's a scoop. Dealerships are indeed marking up to the point where people can't afford the vehicle. Why the hell would you want to buy? And I looked at different vehicles, right? So the Caddy Escalade, which is a big bougie, very expensive car, right? That's some Wall Street vehicle. That shit was 70 grand 3 years ago. It's 120 now. same trim, just the newer version, which probably has defects because they don't have the right chips. Why in God's green earth would I want to pay for that? And more importantly, how are the young families who are just starting their lives and they need a vehicle for their first child, how are they going to afford that shit, y'all? This just blows my mind. Like I said yesterday on my live stream, the same exact house, I used myself, I put in my credit score, my house, the lowest interest rate I could get if I wanted to refinance was minimum double what I have now. Why would I want to refinance? Why take equity? Hold on, somebody just put a good comment there, but I couldn't see it. As you know, it's all planned to get you either into EV, no vehicle. Yeah, no, definitely. Shite start to the day. Oh, I'm sorry, Canadian. Oh, Lord. He passed away from the surgery. Not to cause problems, but you may want to talk to a lawyer because a routine surgery should not, well, I mean, an amputation is rather severe, but you may want to be sure everything was done correctly. Lately, things are just not being done the way they should be, and it's hurting folks medically, professionally. I mean, take your pick. But yeah, folks, things are just bizarre. So there was an analyst online, and he's a financial guy, and he was way over my head. Okay, so you're going to run an autopsy. Okay, if there was something chronic that the doctors couldn't detect, that's one thing. But if they screwed up, at the very least, his family or his family, if I read you right, should be taken care of in some way, shape, or form. I'm sorry, man. That's freaking awful. 56. What's going on? Like, people, I mean, granted, you're in your 50s, just you can die whenever, right? You can have a car accident at 18, but there are people dying under 60 years old who are otherwise completely healthy. And they're just like, that actor, there was some actor, 42 years old, not known for cocaine or drugs or anything, actually. They said he was a health nut, he ate well, he didn't take garbage, and bloop. It's just been, I bought a new truck and have been having a hard time selling my old truck. See Devil Dog, and that blows my mind. And I bet there's families who could benefit from buying a used vehicle. You know, a young couple starting their life. And you could see I'm picking up breakfast for a meeting this morning. Meth is better. But no, meth turn you, and you become like that guy, that little inflatable guy in front of the car dealership. Yeah. Yeah, and then we get Naked Joe in the tree. No, dude, I'm not letting that one go. There's none of that. We don't need naked in a tree. That just sounds like an injury waiting to happen. Right, and if you're selling, it works well. I'm seeing a lot of used vehicles getting towed to El Paso through the highway, and they're probably going to take them to Mexico and either strip them down for parts or sell them, fix them and sell them. But it's a great secondary market. They're buying it legitimately. They're coming here with a permit. They're buying used vehicles cash and then driving them to Mexico. And not fancy shit. I'm talking like Toyotas and Nissan, like little basic get-to-work cars. So Naked Joe in a tree was fun. Well, for you it was, not for everyone. Tweakers get a lot of work done if you can keep them focused. That's a good point. But yeah, folks, so the analyst was saying that we're going to see some kind of market adjustment this week. And he explained, and it went way over my head, so I'm not going to try and repeat it. But I understood enough of it to make sense that between the energy prices, which is kind of what I was saying yesterday, and I saw this after I did my live stream, and there's some other factors in the financial sector and Wall Street that I did not fully understand what he was saying. I mean, he was way over my head. And he said, like, that'll affect the market, but then it's going to cascade into consumer price. over the next few weeks. So he said, watch for that. So I'm curious. He said he's not guaranteed. He's like, nobody knows, right? There could be factors he doesn't know, and he admitted that. So he said, just watch what's going on and see. But the market took a nasty dump on Friday, and we'll see where it goes from there. But remember, it's all funny money unless you buy something or make it into cash or gold or land or whatever. So uh, the question is, will they break the very system that made them rich? Right? They're always going to want to fix the system because that's how they get their money. Be careful selling a vehicle yourself. We did in 2017, found abandoned. It was found abandoned on the interstate and never registered it. That happened to my dad. He sold a vehicle and didn't get a signed receipt for it. And the guy got a bunch of tickets, and it went to my dad. And I told my dad, Dad, you need to get the receipt signed. Well, he didn't want to sign it. I didn't want to be an ass. I said, you're going to get screwed. And I got yelled at, and then Dad got screwed. And then I made the mistake of pointing out to my dad, I told you to get a receipt, and that's why you got screwed. And then he got pissed off. So, but I wasn't wrong, and I think that's what pissed him off even worse. But folks, definitely that's a good point. Make sure you get signed receipts for everything. Make sure. But yeah, the system won't support the weight, Bug Out. You're absolutely right. So they're going to adjust the market to make it work again. But it's going to screw a lot of people who are trying to retire. I feel bad for retirees. Honest to God, the Sassy and I are already talking about when it comes time to retire, we decide to pull the plug. Hey, Irishman, Biden has created more jobs. Well, yeah, if he created more jobs than any president, if the economy was collapsed, you can only go up, right? We have the bill of sale and the registration out of our name. That sucks. And you may wind up not getting charged with anything, but you're just gonna. No, I'm laughing, Irish. But you're gonna wind up paying to go to court and take a day off from work, and that's just a pain in the ass. That sucks. Ugh. But anyway, folks, market's being weird. It's supposed to be weird this week. It may not. It may do other magical shit, you know? There's so many influential people pushing buttons and turning levers behind the scenes. Who the hell knows? But, you know, pay attention to what's going on. Help each other out. And most importantly, if you do have to buy a vehicle, buy a house, whatever it is you may have to do, right? Some of us have to do stuff. Hey, Dan, thank you for your email the other day, by the way. That was appreciated. I didn't see it in time, but thank you. Do your homework. Ask questions. Be a shit. When we bought Sassy's vehicle, which was 2020, 21, toward the tail end of the Rona, she's an accountant and she knows logistics, and I'm an engineer, and we basically got the salesman nauseous. The manager had to come out and finish the sale. He's like, look, this is what I can do, because we kept beating him up. No, where'd you add that? Where'd you add that? Where'd that $500 come from? That's not acceptable. And the guy was like, and then he got sick, and he's like, I'll be right back. And then the manager comes out and says, yeah, he hasn't been feeling good. And my wife looked at me and goes, we made that son of a bitch nauseous. I'm like, yeah, we did. I could see it in his face. Hey, penny pinching, what's going on? But we managed to get him to calm down. So, but yeah, we got a good deal on that one. But we had to fight. We had to go in with our numbers. We knew what our credit score was. We knew where our costs should be. We knew roughly the range of our pricing, and we knew they have to make a little bit of money, right? But when you're trying to add $5,000 to the vehicle, that adds no value to me. I didn't buy a warranty. I didn't buy anything. You just decided to stick it in there, and I caught you twice. I'm going to be on your shit. And we were on this guy's shit, and then he got nauseous. So do your homework. There you go, Joe. Good for you, man. That's the way to do it. So listen, folks, I'm going to leave you with that. But if you got to buy something, read the fine print, ask questions, go in with your numbers, use the online calculators, have a general idea what you should be paying, what your interest rate should be, whatever whatever details you need to know when you walk in there so they don't bullshit you, okay? So do your homework and watch the market this week. I had 2 different analysts who have very different ways of discussing things. It was Economic Ninja was one, but the other guy took a completely different track. But when the price drops, takes it. Oh yeah, Yardbirds, absolutely, right? Because they got to make the money. And that's fine and dandy, but there's a lot of pressure on the energy sector right now. And so the decrease is going to be very fast. It's not like, oh, they're cutting production and we see it, over the next few weeks. It's going to be like, wah. So, and then there's speculation in the market, which screws with the pricing. Do your homework before you show up to a dealership, to a housing closing, whatever it is. But I got to go pick up breakfast because I'm the breakfast guy today, you see. So you guys be safe out there. Be careful. And there you go. Gunsmithing, always a good way to start the day. But look, you guys take care of each other and collaborate. Get on everyone's chat and trade notes, trade questions. That's the best way we can learn, because everyone's going to see something different depending on where you live. And the bigger the picture we have, the better the decisions we can make, because we have reference points. You know what I mean? So doing as little as humanly. If you can, that's a good thing. Well, you guys, be safe. Godspeed if you're traveling, and I will see you later on this week. Be good.